Hi, welcome to this fourth video of this short video series on 2D game design. We are basing a lot of our ideas on Rhys Snow's series, and a lot of these ideas are coming from these first two videos where we look at how to create a game loop. Okay, in the last video, we managed to create a game thread where we update and repaint the game window or the game panel. This repaint method is built in, and when it's called, when we call it here, it in turn calls the paint component method. We haven't coded this yet. All we've done so far is coded the update system. So in the game thread, when we call update, I designed a helper method which will allow us to update Mario objects. There it is. And after we've updated, we just check if there's a winner. And if there is a winner, we set the game thread to be null. Okay, so that's where we've got so far. Let's now turn our attention to the paint component, which is called when we do the repainting in the game loop. Now, there's another confusing bit of code here, guys, which I'm going to ask you to be patient with because I don't really understand it. But apparently, according to Rhys Snow, it's necessary. So we need to call the superclass's paint component method. The superclass, by the way, is my class is borrowing from another class, the JPanel class. This is the superclass. This is the game panel's superclass. So apparently, in the paint component method, I need to call the superclass's paint component method and send it this graphics reference. I don't know why. Rhys Snow also recommends that we turn our graphics reference into a 2D reference. And again, I don't know if this is absolutely necessary, but it's recommended that we do it, so let's do it. Now that we have a graphics reference, we can use it to, let's draw Mario. So we're going to make Mario red. So g2.setColor color.red, and let's draw, now that we've got a red color, let's draw a rectangle. Fill rect. I don't know exactly what all this is about. I'm just going to delete that for a minute. I do know that the fill rectangle method requires an x, a y, a width, and a height. So let's get Mario's x coordinate. Then we're going to use Mario's y coordinate. Then we're going to suggest how wide Mario is. The game grid is 400 by 400 with a little bit of offset on either side of 50. Let's just create a 25 by 25 rectangle. I'm also going to, interestingly, draw some text. What was it? Draw, I think it's the draw string method. Again, I'm just going to get rid of this. Practice has helped me remember. Now, to draw a string, I'm going to get the string from Mario's toString method. How useful. And then I need to give it an X location and a Y location for the string. Let's kind of put it in the top corner of the panel. So let's say X is 5 and the Y is 5. I don't know. So we've drawn Mario. Now let's draw Luigi. I guess I could use a helper function here. I am copying and pasting code again. Anyway, let's just do it like this for now. Luigi is green. And we need to get Luigi's X and Y. And we need to draw Luigi's information on the screen as a string. Brilliant. Ooh, I think that's all we need to do. Well, let's run it. See what happens. Ooh, we got some information. I need to push this down a little bit, but everything happened so fast again. Things were happening, but my goodness, it happened quick. Our game needs a delay of some kind, okay? So first of all, let's push these strings down a little bit. We'll make this one 50, and we'll make this one 75. Let's just run it again. Wow, even that's not very good. We'll come back to that problem later. Okay, let's it's going to annoy me until I get it sorted out, so let's just see if we can figure this bit out. Oh, okay, for some reason it doesn't like my coordinates. We'll come back to that later. Let's think about the delay. Now, Ryi, in his second video, comes up with an ingenious method of designing a frame rate for the game, just to slow the game down. Design a frame rate. And it's a super ingenious way of doing it, and I recommend you take a look at his mechanics for creating a frame rate for a game. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to do it completely differently, and it's not the best solution, but just for the purpose of this game, let's do it. So in our game loop, I'm going to design, well, I'm going to call a method called sleep, which I'm going to design. Let's design it down here. And hopefully I've copied the code so I can just paste it in. Oh, that's ugly. Okay, I'm going to have to type it out. I got this idea from somewhere and it seems to work, so let's use it. We're going to do a try-catch. And what we're going to try is just to sleep the game thread for, let's say, 200 milliseconds. Game thread dot sleep, sorry. 200 milliseconds. And we're going to catch an exception. Specifically, we're looking for any kind of interruption. And we will interrupt the game thread if this happens. I'm not sure exactly why this is necessary. Again, experience will teach us why. Anyway, so when we call the sleep method in our game loop, the sleep method will put the whole thread to sleep. Everything will stop for 200 milliseconds, right? Not the best idea, but for this game, I think it's a reasonable solution. So let's see if it works. Boom, 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 boom. What happened to my Marios? Oh, I see. I was messing around with the wrong code, was I? Why didn't someone tell me? That should be 25, 25, 25, 25, and this should be 5. Let's put it to 50 and 75 and run it again. Ugh, I'm so stupid. Boom! It works! Alright, have a go. See if you can get it working too.